We in Italy are looking forward to this Ferrari revival, but seeing it from a foreign point of view, is this really a chance to challenge Mercedes in the second part of the season, or don't you think?
I think, well, first of all, it's been quite a long time since Ferrari were strong and consistently winning in Formula 1, and as well, it's been not very long since they had a big change when they had management structure changes, engineering structure changes, driver changes, and if you look at the opposition, they've been very consistent, and so therefore it needs some time for that to develop and to become one complete unit. And if I remember back to the mid-90s when first Jean Todt, the president of the FIA, arrived at Ferrari, and then Ross Brawn arrived, and Rory Byrne arrived, and then Michael Schumacher arrived, and together it took them a few years before they were able to start really putting their dominance on the sport, and I think we're in that transition phase at the moment. Can Ferrari win in the second half of the year? Yes, I think they can, but I don't think they can win consistently.
Okay.
I think it will be a little while before they can win consistently, and that's the big pressure that's on Ferrari at the moment, on the racing team, because they want maybe a little bit more than they can have in 2016.
Okay. This maybe was also because Sergio Marchionne during the winter said we are going to win, but this maybe was a mistake from his side.
Well, there's two things. One, that last year they won 3 races,
okay,
and so they delivered on their number that they said they expected to win, and they did it very well. I have to say I was very positively surprised. But then Marchionne made a very clear statement of what he expects, and again reiterated that during the season, and ultimately that's what he expects, because he's the boss, and so therefore the boss is very able to deliver what he expects from the company, and also what I think the fans expect.
Okay.
You know, I'm a Formula 1 fan, I'm a racing fan. At the heart of it, I'm a fan as much as a driver or anything else that I've been. And I expect Ferrari to be competitive, and I expect Ferrari to be pushing, and I expect Ferrari to be absolutely on the edge.
Okay.
And ultimately, that's what I think will happen, but I don't think it'll be right now.
There have been again rumors about Arriabene leaving the team, and a lot of names to replace him. Do you think that it would be a good change, or Arriabene is doing a good work in your opinion?
Well, unless you're inside the team, then that's a little difficult to answer with true clarity. And it's like in football, you know, we're all the best managers sitting at home with beer watching the television. But the reality is it's a difficult situation. I do not believe changing the manager of a football team every year is a good idea.
Okay.
I do not believe changing the manager of a Formula 1 team every year is a good idea, or changing the drivers every year is a good idea. So for me, you've got to give him a time period, not just to have his changes, but to see them working.
Okay.
And that's the difficulty at the moment, is when you get the external pressures from ultimately the fans and the media in this social world we have today, where it's instant, then it can create extra, I would say, friction and pressure that Formula 1 teams don't need.
You said you don't need to change the drivers, but does this apply also to Kimi Raikkonen?
Okay, I'm not going to make myself very popular with the Finnish fans, and also maybe with a lot of tifosi, but I do think now the time is right at the end of this year for a new driver to come into that place of Kimi. And I think we saw it in Spain when Verstappen got into the Red Bull, and he was then immediately at 18 years old able to hold and control Kimi Raikkonen in a Ferrari for the victory, and that to me was a turning point. And you know, every driver's career comes to an end, and ultimately it's when you go out, you want to go out on your own terms. But for Ferrari and for the future, I think now is a good time to make that change and build on the two driver program for 2017, 18, 19, especially because it's a new regulation car that comes in 17, so it's a clean break to move forward.
A suggestion for a possible replacement?
One driver I think is also very strong, would be very good in there, is someone that was Verstappen's teammate, Carlos Sainz.
Okay.
Because Carlos Sainz has been extremely consistent. He's delivered the best result over you know, his basically all of his career that he could achieve, and he doesn't make mistakes. He speaks all the languages. He ingratiates himself into the team of Ferrari, and so for me he would be a very good example of someone they can take now that has got a long future and could work very well with Sebastian Vettel.